Hey guys, Brendan, by the way, that audio guy. Today I am going to be talking about different ways to mic your acoustic guitar. When I first started, I got really annoyed and frustrated because all of my guitar sounds were hollow and distant and just crappy. And as soon as I figured out these techniques, all of a sudden my mind opened and everything made way more sense. Okay, so the first thing is you want to make sure that you are capturing your guitar. I know that sounds stupid, but hear me out. So a lot of people I have talked to, it's like, oh, I'm singing and performing. And it's like, yeah, there's different ways to capture that. But if you're trying to get a studio quality guitar recording, you need to make sure that you are tracking just the guitar with a mic. You don't want to stick a mic way far out because you're singing and playing. I would suggest tracking those at different times. All right, so the very first thing you need to ask yourself is, how is this song going to sound? Is this a pop song? Is this a folk song? Is this a finger-picking, really soft song? Because all of these things will influence how you set up your mic. If you want your guitar to be big and boomy when you're finger picking, you need to bring it closer to the sound hole. If you want it to be nice and percussive and, stick out in a pop mix, move it further up the neck so it can kind of poke through the mix and not be so buried and take up all that low end that you may want, your bass and your drums to have. So these are all things that you need to make sure you think of and know before you start recording. I'm all about experimenting and creating songs out of nothing, but have a general idea of where the guitar is supposed to be in the final mix. So that being said, let's start with one of my favorite positions. My favorite position to start with anyone recording guitar and pretty much any style of song is about 6 to 8 inches away. I like to measure with my thumb and my pinky and put it right in front of the 12th fret, okay, and then have it looking toward the sound hole. So this is what it sounds like when you use a pick and you strum. Okay, so you get kind of that nice string pluck and you can hear the pick scraping, but you also get the boom from the sound hole, right? So if I were to finger pick, then it would sound like this in the same mic position. Okay, so boom, you get that nice low end, but also kind of the clarity of the strings vibrating. So what happens if we move it closer to the hole? Well, this will give us more of a boom sound. This is also where all the air in the guitar body travels out of, and that's how it creates the sound. But that can also cause a lot of buildup, and it may sound a little bit cool when you hear it at first, but think of your final mix. You don't want your guitar to be taking up all that low end, especially if it's not providing real content. I would kind of avoid being right in front of the hole. The next position is looking directly at the fretboard at the 12th fret. So up here, you're going to get a lot more percussive sounds, right? Okay, so you notice on that strumming one, you kind of lose a lot of that low end information because a microphone listens to what it's looking at. Think of it like eyeballs. If you think of microphones like eyeballs that have limited direction of where they're looking, then I promise you all of your recordings will instantly improve, because you need to think, what is the mic looking at? Well, it's looking at right here. If I were to put my face right here, what would that sound like? It'll sound like what you're hearing on your mic. So if you start thinking that way, then you can think like a mic, and then you will know instantly, oh, I should put my mic right here. Okay, and on that note, you need to realize how much of a difference the mic makes when you move it slightly. So again, right here, if we just tilt the mic this much, let's listen to how different that sounds. Okay, let's go even further. So there's a lot more bass on this angle because why? Well, it's looking right at the sound hole, okay? And you're blocking out that clarity from the strings on the neck, okay? So the more you move it away, the more it's like an eyeball and it's not looking. See that? And all I'm doing is moving that microphone only a couple of inches, and it makes that big of a difference. So hopefully this helps, guys. I really encourage you to really think when you're miking your guitars, or any instrument for that matter, what is the mic seeing with its eyes, okay? It makes it really easy to record in mono because you can just make sure that you jump right in and it just sounds good wherever you place it because you listen with your ears, okay? Record a couple pieces, listen back and say, okay, that was the position I like, and then go back to it. Take pictures if you have to, okay? Because I know sometimes it's hard when you're recording by yourself to try and like listen and you're hearing the natural sound bleed through your headphones and you're hearing through your DAW and you're like, okay, yeah, that's a good sound, and it may not be the best sound. I've done that before. So record some tracks, listen back, listen in the context of your mix to make sure that it's fitting in how you think. Remember, when you're recording things, pretend like there's no mixing phase. And if you do that, your recordings will improve so much because you won't try and rely on plugins or whatever to fix your bad recordings. So experiment. You never know what kind of tones you can get. There is no golden rule that says, oh, if you have your mic 18 inches away, then you're going to get a bad recording. No, that's stupid. So hopefully that helped, guys. Go experiment with your guitar recordings. I'd love to know if this is working for you. And just remember, have fun, because that's the whole point of what we're doing anyway. Love you guys. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the email list, and I will see you guys soon.